Oh, hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be reviewing my 1971 Chevy Nova. Talking about the inside, the outside, and what's under the hood. Yeah, that's water on the floor. The windshield leaks a little bit. It's real leather interior, just looks vinyl. The Fitech system does an awesome job of self-tuning, as you can hear. So the computer that I use for the 71 Nova is the Go EFI by Fitech. It's their LS based system. It's part number 70051. If you wanted to control your automatic transmission, you need to order it with a 70051 part number. If you don't, you order it 70050, and it doesn't come with a transmission controller or harness. So pretty much it's ready to go out of the box. It's pretty simple. It's plug and play. Once you get it all set up, you're going to answer a few simple questions in Fitech's initial setup. Your engine setup, what size injector you have. Just kind of Google it if you're using like an LS3 intake manifold, or if you're using, an LS6 intake manifold. And I mean, it's all over. Just put what it is, your engine size. So this is a 6.0, so it'd be 366. Your cam, mild to wild. So if you got a stock motor, obviously you put it on 1. If you got like an RV cam, I guess they would say, put it on cam number 2. Cam in here is not too big, but it seems to run the best with cam selection number 3. Idles good, starts up good, never has a hiccup. And then that's your rev limiter. So this thing pulls, it has LS3 heads, so it pulls up to about 67, 6800. And then if you got a 24X crank or 58X tooth, the newer motors, like pretty much after 05, 06, a lot of them started using the 58. If you got the LS motor out of the Corvette or the GTO, some of the trucks, they were still pretty much 24. And then guys, a really, really important step, and I know a lot of people overlook this, and that's why their car won't shift out of first gear. So very important, go to automatic transmission, and then put in your tire diameter, your gear ratio, what you want it to shift at, where it'll force shift. This thing shifts right at like 6,500 when I'm on it. And then this is the part that everybody forgets. So you put, I don't know why, from the factory it comes other. You switch it over to 4LX0E and make sure this car has a 4L80 in it. So 4L80. And then each time click this to send it to the ECU, and that way it gets saved. So that's pretty much how you set the transmission up. It's really, really, really simple. This thing shifts great right out of the box. Fan is super easy to set up. What temperature you want it to come on at and what temperature you want it to go off at. Fan number 1, fan number 2. This will run 2 fans. It doesn't come with relays out of the box. You have to add the relays. So make sure you have fan number 1 enabled, unless you're running a clutch fan and you don't want to run an electric fan. And then you can hook up an AC recognition wire. So when the AC compressor kicks on, it kicks on the fan. This car only has 1 fan, so I have fan number 2 disabled, and there's no AC. Actually, let me turn that off. Disabled. Go back. Idle setup. What you want it to idle in park, and what you want it to idle in gear. And it's pretty simple. The nice thing about running the Fitech system is you don't need to pay a tuner every time you change your tire size, or if you change your rear end gear ratios. Everything is done here. You change your cam, you don't need to go see a tuner. You do it all in your own driveway. You don't need to see a shop and wait, book an appointment. Makes it pretty convenient. So this is going to be the main menu. Dashboard right here. This shows your RPM, map sensor, your current coolant temperature. The car's been off for a little while, so it's 149 degrees. Your speed. Obviously, this is connected and controlling the 4L80 that's in here, so it gets all the speed readings and everything. Your air-fuel ratio, that's what AFR stands for. Your target air-fuel ratio, so what you set it up for. Car's in park right now, but the ignition's on. So it shows current gear. I mean, there's a lot of information in here that's pretty useful. This thing will run boost if you wanted to boost it. This is a naturally aspirated, pretty much just a stock LQ9 with LS3 heads and a decent cam. And then you can go back, get large gauges, whatever you want. So if you want a RPM, yeah, you can set this all up. Boost, air fuel ratios as you're driving, coolant temperatures. I have the digital gauges in here, so I really don't need to pay attention to this. You can actually unplug this and put it away. You know, once you set up everything, this, you really don't need to use it anymore. Another thing that comes in the box is this arm with a suction cup mount. The clamps, all the wiring, so everything just plugs in. You just run it through the firewall. This computer is hidden in the, it's actually hidden in the fender, so you can't really see it. I'll show you underneath the hood in a minute. It's a little dirty under here. So this is the motor setup. It's an LQ9 with LS3 heads. They're pretty stock, no porting or anything, no head work done to them. And this is the Fitech harness. Everything is labeled. It's pretty simple. Intake air temperature. It's got a BBK throttle body on it. Drive-by cable, as you can see. It's a low-car cable. LS3 intake manifold with LS3 stock fuel injectors. The computer is moved into this inner fender here, and you can see the wiring running here. And then the way I mounted the engine is I used a company called Dirty Dingo Motorsports. I used their slider plates with a regular small block Chevy motor mount, polyurethane, and then you can actually move the motor back and forth and put it where you want it to be. And then I know a lot of people ask, does the 4L80 fit in a Nova? And to answer your question, it does. You don't need to do any trans tunnel modifications. It fits. It's a tight fit, but it fits and it bolts right in. So the Fitech controls the alternator. There's a computer, an actual plug right here, plugs right in and controls the alternator. This is the Holley swap bracket. It clears pretty nice. As you can see, it's on a Corvette belt line. I'm running Astrovan Hydro Boost. And remember, whenever you're doing a Hydro Boost conversion, you need 2 return lines. A good friend of mine taught me that. You can't use a T, has to be 2 returns. Running a stock heater, so this car has heat, just no AC. And the hoses from the LS, it's the correct size, so it'll literally plug right in to the heater core and you'll have a heater. No reason to strip it, take it out. You're gonna drive these cars a lot, especially with an LS motor, leave the heater in there. So I got a single feed fuel system. You just send 58 PSI to this and the computer and everything takes care of the rest. You use an 0304 Corvette fuel pressure regulator with the fittings and it regulates it to 58 PSI. And that's pretty much it. The fuel system in these cars are really easy to do. This one's got an in-tank fuel pump and then there's 58 PSI. So if you check it at the rail right here, or the Schrader valve, it'll be 58 PSI and you're good. So this is an aftermarket transmission cooler. It's got a stock radiator in it. Remember guys, these LS motors run extremely cool. You don't need like a gigantic radiator or huge fans to keep them running cool. This thing, you could sit in traffic all day and this thing never overheats or gets hot. And this is that transmission cooler. I don't know if you guys can see it very good in the picture, but it keeps the 4L80 right around 180, 175 degrees, which is pretty good. You guys might have seen my Chevelle and Nova at the Classic Auto Show at the LA Convention Center last year. These cars get a lot of attention, even just sitting in your driveway.
Nice Nova. Mind if I help you dry it?
Yeah, actually I do mind.
3.
Well, now that it's dry, let's take it for a drive. sleeper until you floor it though. Let's take a closer look at the exhaust and the rear end. I'm running a true dual exhaust, no H-pipe, no X-pipe. I kind of wanted that sound of a small block in here. And it's got an 8.5 rear end with a Detroit True Track. Really takes a beating, as you can tell from the videos. Fitech display and the Dakota digital gauges are real easy to see at night. Love these things. This is the Fitechs series in blue. The drivability, the no oil leaks, the cold starts of an LS swapped car. Anybody thinking about doing it, pull the trigger, jump into it, and do it. You'll be happy you did. And the way this car stops with the hydro boost, it's incredible. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, like, subscribe, and I'll see you next video.